I'm thinking Luke Skywalker, because they have that connection.
Okay.
My sister thought it was Han Solo and Princess Leia, but I'm like, no, because
there is that EU connection.
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm hoping she's a Kenobi. What do you guys think about that?
That would be way cool. Yeah,
I think that'd be
way
great.
cool. Anything with Kenobi is cool, right?
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Most obvious.
Yeah.
So obviously we're getting the trailer. What are you looking for from the cast tomorrow? Because we're obviously going to get everybody out there.
Today.
Well, yeah. It's been a long night for us.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of podcasting here. So.
Well, I'm hoping with Mark Hamill's tribute to Carrie Fisher that there'll be more star appearances.
We've been
Are you going to that panel?
I'm hoping to. Once
That's
we get the
that's one of
wristband.
of all the celebration panels this year. That's one of my two. I want to go to Battlefront 2 and I want to go to Mark Hamill's Carrie Fisher tribute.
Yeah.
You're not that far.
Saturday. That one's on Saturday. So yeah.
something good.
All right. So now from the movie The Last Jedi,
I wasn't. He was
what
here
are you
yesterday.
hoping for from The Last Jedi?
I want it to be a Ryan Johnson movie mostly. Like just a Ryan Johnson Star Wars movie sounds like the best thing ever.
Now, saying a Ryan Johnson movie, obviously, for me, Looper is a Ryan Johnson movie.
Looper and Brick.
I think it's super original, so is that what you're looking for? Like,
I want that kind of
What qualities make a Ryan Johnson movie?
yeah.
kind of energy and just freshness to it. Like I want it to feel kind of like a different Star Wars movie almost,
Right.
but not too different obviously, but
Okay, so instead of more of the same, you're looking for something to push the envelope.
yeah, I
Okay.
think if there's one that's going to really push the series forward, it's going to be this one.
Okay. How would, if you had a choice as to how you would push it forward, how would you do it?
That's tough because obviously I'm not.
What needs to change? What elements would you toy with?
I don't think anything needs to change. I just think, I don't know, getting more personal into the characters maybe, or just. That's a lot of what we're hearing from what they're talking about, that it's got like sort of an indie feel to it almost. And I'm really looking forward to that, honestly.
I think that's great because I don't know how you guys feel about Rogue One. I think Rogue One is almost impossible to place next to the other 7 movies because it's so good.
It was awesome.
But it's
really
not
agree.
in the 7 movies, so you're like, you don't know where to put it because you're like, well, which movie do I bump down? Like, for me, that's how I feel about it.
Technically first one.
Yeah, he's the VIP and the handicap are going to be fun.
Yeah, as much as I love The Force Awakens,
Yeah, definitely.
there were a lot of familiar beats, and it felt a little like Star Wars Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
And I feel like with The Last Jedi, they're going to say, okay, we've set the stage for like, this is what we know Star Wars is. Now we're going to take you on a new journey. And it's going to be something completely new and different, but still feel Star Wars.
Right.
And I think that's what they've got planned. That's what they have in store. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
With having Ryan Johnson be the next director.
So you just actually hit up on a point that I've talked about a lot in our show. I think, and I'm sure I'm completely outnumbered in this, of all of the 8 movies we have now, the 7 saga films and Rogue One, Episode 7 is my least favorite because it's the only movie that does not tell an original story.
It's the safest.
Yeah,
of the
they
8.
basically went, well, people don't like the prequels, and here's after the first half of the movie, here's Episode 4 again. I thought that was unnecessary, but again, I'm very much in the minority on that.
I put Force Awakens in the middle. Like, I mean, you gotta go with the originals, but I think the characters of Force Awakens and all that are enough to put it up there. But the prequels like falter from the bad dialogue, and so it's
Some bad acting.
some
Do you think? Okay, that's a great point, both you guys. Now, do you think it's a bad acting or bad dialogue? Personally,
I think it's bad script.
script, script, definitely.
Yeah. I think, and like Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen, I think they're unfairly panned.
I do too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I really do. Like our intro is basically, we say a lot of love for the prequels, so if you don't like it, turn it off. Because I'm a huge prequel guy, and to see Hayden Christensen this morning was beautiful.
Do you think that's a fault of the script or the fault of the director?
That's actually my favorite movie of all
The
time.
way they pulled it all together.
Yeah.
Between
The first
between
yeah,
Revenge of the Sith is definitely
Same thing.
the strongest.
It's
Even
actually.
even Phantom Menace had some great stuff with Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And
I think and I'll see if you guys agree. Episode 1 was an incredibly difficult movie to make because it came off the backs of episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
Episode 3 was also difficult to make because you know how it ends.
Yeah.
And it would have been so easy to just go, I'm a
So
bad
good.
guy, here I am, I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. So you know where it ends, but it has to tell an intriguing story.
Yeah.
You know? So,
But
how do you guys feel about
So
that?
with 7, with 7, I mean, I love 7 because I was going to love it regardless. But I know my husband, he went and he's like, that was just almost a repeat of. I mean, you still had the Death Star, you still had,
Yeah.
and they had to go. They went in the same. I mean, it was just a lot.
They even called it out in the movie. So it's
Yeah.
not the Death Star. Oh no, it's not the Death Star. It's way bigger.
That was actually kind of surprising to me that they actually called it out on their own. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe don't do that.
There's a little bit of breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah.
of like, hey,
Excellent way to phrase it, yep.
Hey fans, we know that
Yep.
we're making a Star Wars movie here.
Yeah.
So if you could see anything from The Last Jedi, what would you like to see the most? The biggest thing you could hope for? Besides Han Solo being alive, because he is alive. I'm a Han Solo guy. He's alive. I will live in denial forever.
I think the thing I want to see is when we saw in Phantom Menace that blew me away is we've always seen lightsaber battles, those duels. They're always duels.
Yeah.
To
Right.
see 3 fighting together, that blew me away. I've never
Yep.
seen anything like that. It's like, I mean, it's kind of harkens back to some of the old kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's like multiple people involved
Right.
in the fight, but that's kind of what I want to see again.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
yeah.
Now,
It'd be
have
different.
you read any spoilers or anything? Anybody know any spoilers?
I've read a little.
No, I have.
Not too
I'm
much.
no spoilers. Completely spoiler free. Yeah.
Try to stay away from it.
Well, here's what we know from Episode 7. That the New Republic is decimated because of Starkiller Base. And then Starkiller Base was blown up, the greatest weapon that the First Order had. So everything is kind of in turmoil right now, right? It's all in chaos. Which side do you think is stronger at the outset of Episode 8?
I like to think it's an even playing field right now. I think that's pretty much what they're probably going to go for. Like, it's anyone's game now. And I feel like that's a really interesting way to go about it.
Especially when Rey is now focusing with Luke on training,
Yeah.
and Kylo is focusing with Snoke on training. So the main players are kind of on the sidelines, right? Like
Yeah.
they're pulling back and they're focusing on their personal stories instead of the grand scale. So what do you think Episode 8 is going to give us as far as the overall landscape of the galaxy? Do you think it's going to be more personal, or do you think it's going to pull it back and explain like a more generic perspective?
Maybe a mix of both almost. Like, I feel like we'll get a lot of deep character dives into like Ben and Ray and stuff, but maybe like when you get to Finn and Poe and everyone, that's more like the broad sweep of the actual like driving force of the narrative.
Okay, so like a larger story told from a smaller perspective,
Yeah.
which is actually very, very true to Star
Yeah.
Wars in general.
It's a very excellent take, man.
Okay,
All right.
that would be. I asked a question I didn't even think about myself. Like, that would be very interesting. Actually, I want to see a story that is personally compelling, but informs the larger scope of the saga. So yeah, you might focus on Rey training with Luke, but through that story, you might find out what the galaxy at large is feeling and dealing with.
All right. Well, let's go live down there. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
By the way, before we stop going live, I'm also lead singer of a band, so I have to lead the crowd. Make some noise for Star Wars, everybody. Make some noise. Yeah! There it is. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I hope you guys.
Go, man. Please take
It sounds kind of a down, but I hope you guys get into the panel. I don't even know what it takes to get in there.
Appreciate it.
We were out here at 8:30 last night. We looked at the whole like overflow queue. We're like,
Yeah. Hopefully
Not
the
getting
mics
in.
picked it up,
We
and
know
if
it.
not, we'll be back here again. So thank you guys very much. Take care, guys.